Chase Lee Hockey with the Blue Futon. Out of the Netflix where we have a movie called Into the Deep. It's about the submarine killing that happened in Denmark. Does this have the depth it needs to have my attention? That pun, I did not mean to do. Let's just roll that intro. Into the Deep, what's about the very simple premise. Actually, you have a reporter from Sweden and also this entrepreneur, if you want to put it that way, from Denmark, who built a submarine, wants to go to space independently, but unfortunately he invites the reporter to the submarine and she dies in a very sadistic way. So apparently this film was in Sundance in 2020. I was really confused looking at the day. I'm like, wait a minute, 2020? This was just released on Netflix in 2022. Apparently, initially announced as premiering on Netflix in May 2020, following its theatrical premiere at Sundance. However, two subjects and the film's main cinematographer, Cam Matsen, protested the film in the press, accusing director Emma Sullivan and producers Hyde and Walker of neglecting consent and traumatizing subjects. Netflix removes all reference to the film from its service on March 16th. So I don't know what that means, traumatizing subjects. Maybe ask them questions that maybe the cinematographer thought was too in-depth. I don't know. But when watching this documentary, I didn't see anything that traumatically involved. I mean, yes, the subjects that went to court probably saw him in the courtroom. So I don't know what the director and producers could have done to make it more traumatic. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. It's hard to tell with this version of the movie that came out 2 years later. But I like this documentary. I thought this documentary is well shot, well directed, and it was very unique and different. You know how other documentaries you kind of have, people sitting in a chair and it's like a nice little set. Here, you don't have that. Here you have the director literally talking to the people one-on-one in weird, I want to call it weird, but nice camera angles and everything like that, because this Australian director was actually interviewing him in the process before this murder even happened to see what his endeavors are going to be. So it was almost like a perfect documentary of like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. A murder happens. Oh shit, what the fuck is happening? And all of a sudden we have this just triangle of just craziness. I don't know if a triangle can be crazy, but we're going to do that anyway, of what happened to this murder. So I think how it was filmed was very just unique, gritty, and just on the ground reporting, and it felt that way. I felt like there's no actors in this movie, but I just felt like this documentary did what it was supposed to do and let the viewers know what exactly happened to this person, who this person actually was, and was he a psychopath. I feel like with her footage, totally helped put him in jail for the rest of his life. That's not a spoiler. That is in the news for everyone's sake. You could just, Google what happened to this case and it will give you that information. But what this killer gives this director, talking about psychopaths, talking about saws, talking about what he would do to people, what's on his hard drive, this random, like camera up in a corner and shit like that. So he was sadistic and he always wanted to murder someone. I just think he never had the guts to do it. And once he built the submarine, he knew he had an opportunity to do it. If I had to pinpoint any flaws of this film, I do feel like it was rushed at the end with trying to figure out what happened in the courtroom. I do wish there was more courtroom information about what actually occurred and what evidence they had. Yes, I know the evidence they had was like, oh shit, there's a saw in the back corner. Oh shit, there's CCTV footage here. Oh, there's this, but it doesn't really tell it. And I'm very interested in what this traumatic footage really is, because, like I said, I didn't feel it. And if it was, I kind of want to know what the director actually said, because, none of these people, none of these employees really went through a traumatic experience. Yeah, you had text messages that even said in the documentary that they were friends. So maybe there was something, but I don't think it was something as traumatic as what actually happened to this person on the submarine who didn't make it out alive. So overall, Into the Deep is a great story overall. It's a story I knew a little bit about, but this fleshed it out completely with different characters for the company, what this guy's attitude was he a psychopath, just the premeditation of everything that needed to occur. And I don't know how he thought he would get away with this. Like, there's no freaking way, like, you would get away with something like this. So Into the Deep will receive a 4.5 out of 5 Blue Futons, which equals at 90%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So the critics, 9 of them, 100%, no audience score yet. And like I said, I'm shocked. We have literally they're from 2020. There is no other review except from 2020. So I find that very fascinating. That I wonder if this was one of the documentaries that would be nominated for an Oscar, because it's no joke. Like 9 out of 10s, 100%, B, a knockout doc. So who knows? Like I said, my morbid curiosity wants to know what they saw in 2020. But 90, 100. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Futontopia. You Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic night. And seriously, it makes you wonder who that person is. Do you really know a person? Are they who they say they are? Or are they a psychopath? We will never know unless they actually act on what is in their head.